Hello and welcome to the finals of the Washington Regional Championship. My name is Kenny Wisdom and we have Chase Moloney and Andrew Jackson on either side of your screen. Chase is playing his Yveltal Archeops deck we saw him play with last round, and Andrew Jackson has not been featured through this tournament. He is playing Landorus Crobat, and the winner of this tournament will be crowned a regional champion. I would say Chase has an advantage, of course, all things being equal, assuming decent draws by both players. Chase does have the Archeops that can shut off all of the Golbat and Crobats from even being able to evolve. He also has a Seismitoad in his list that can do some damage versus this active Landorus here. His Yveltals have resistance to fighting. It is not an auto win, it's not near an auto win, but it certainly is a good matchup. I know Chase feels good about it. And we're going to see how things happen here. Chase Moloney has not lost a match this tournament. He went 7-0 in the Swiss before conceding to drawing in with Mia Violet. He defeated his top 8 opponent and his top 4 opponents on the way here. Currently sitting at 9-0-1, has over 600 championship points before going into this event. I don't know what Andrew is up to. I don't know if he has his invite or where he is now. I know he's seen some success this year, but this is certainly his best performance thus far. Andrew, it's a pretty good start. Strong energy on the Landorus. Multiple Zubats down. Special guest Jacob Van Wagner joining us in the booth. How's it going, Jacob?
Good. How's you doing?
It's an early morning.
It is an early morning.
Good.
Celebrated last night. So
celebrated earning the invite?
Yes, sir.
So what place did you actually get?
20th.
Okay, so you were like solidly.
Yeah. I wasn't like worried about it. I just needed the top 32 to get the last. I needed 9 points, so the 30 from top 32 put me well into it.
Oh, you got 30 from top 32.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, just talking about Chase's run here. 7-0 in the Swiss.
Yeah.
Draws in with Mia.
8-0. Oh no, I guess he did draw
7-0-1, and then defeats his 2 opponents in pretty quickly. Playing against Andrew Jackson here, and what I think is a good matchup. I mean,
I think it's really solid for him.
Yeah.
Having the resistance from Landorus's, and then also if that because he's playing Yveltal with Archeops and Maxis. If that Archeops ever hits the board, it just is so much worse for Andrew.
For sure. I think Andrew. I don't know if Andrew knows he's playing Archeops, but
I'm sure he does. Like he's been a long time player, so I'm sure he knows to like scout and figure out what his opponent's playing and stuff like that.
But I think if you're Andrew, you just kind of need to get these Golbats on the board as soon as possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if they're not for like the most efficient.
I would probably just spend time getting them out.
Yeah. There's a Lysander to the Yveltal.
Okay.
That's fine. I think he's just trying to do some damage to the actual like big attacker and maybe prevent it from retreating if he doesn't have the Darkrai. We do know Chase has the Darkrai though, and he does make him spend an energy on it, so not a bad play. That Landorus with 110 on it from the poison though already is.
Compressor comes down from Chase's side. Hopefully he'll get that Archeops in play this turn.
That'd be pretty nice. I know he usually just gets rid of Dark Archeops and the Maxis there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
I think he has it in hand. I think I saw he has a full art.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Even without the Archeops, like the matchup isn't bad for Chase. Like I think that's kind of that's kind of what puts it over the edge. I think.
Like in standard, it's still a good matchup for him. I'd think.
Yeah.
Just because if you're playing Seismitoad, it hits for weakness on Landorus, and that's good. And then hitting everything else with Yveltal is also very good.
Yeah, and there's the Maxis, so we'll see what happens. We have seen 3 turn 1 Empoleons on stream.
Oh, sick!
During this tournament,
that's always exciting.
It can happen.
Oh man!
Dark patch. I know.
Dark patch.
Too strong. Looks like he's benching the 5th Pokemon, not one of the Archeops right now.
I thought I recognized that full art Maxis. Well, we see the high five come down for the
Sycamore.
Sycamore with no cards in hand.
I don't think you should really be able to do it on a Sycamore, though. I think you should have to be a Juniper, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
But, I mean, you leaving? See you, Israel.
Good seeing you.
Absolutely. California heading out. Israel Sosa finished in the top 16, I think. Here.
Yeah, I believe so, like 12th.
The defending champ. And there's the knockout.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He won last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
All right.
His third regionals win last year.
Yeah.
Chase is
it's okay.
Looking like he's going to get 2. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. Chase, when Chase and I were talking yesterday, he said that given only the top 8 points, so not the top 4 of the finals points, and counting his world's points, he has like 650 or something.
Wow.
So he just has like 2 invites and then some. So I think that, like, before he top 8 this event, I was pretty sure he couldn't fall off the top 16.
Right.
And now I just think he definitely can't. Like,
yeah.
He said that he can. He said that after all things are said and done, he's probably like within the top 5. And then even after like regionals and nationals, I don't see that could knock out 12 players, you know? Like knock him down 12 spaces.
Right.
So.
There are. Do you know if he's going to any other regionals, or is this his last one until?
I can't imagine. So.
Yeah.
Like it seems like a pretty big waste because he also has 5 finishes.
Oh,
like his finishes are like literally like.
You only get 4 too, so.
Yeah. Well, so this one he improves on a states finish, which is more points.
Oh yeah.
But like.
Okay, that's really good.
When you're sitting there with like your finishes are literally like first, third, like it's like what are you doing? You know, like.
No man, got to fly across the country to get second.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Andrew lost that Landers early to the poison, which was unfortunate.
Right.
Just gets Chase up 2 prizes, and Landers isn't really the card you want to be attacking with here.
Exactly.
But like, it's still a powerful attacker that I think Andrew would have liked to get a little bit more value out of, especially because Chase was able to do it while attacking with this baby Yveltal.
Yeah.
So he just kind of gets to get extra value.
Yeah, it's really strong for Chase. Did you computer search for a Golbat?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he can put 20. Well, that doesn't even really matter. I think he's gonna go ahead and put 20 on the Darkrai. It looks like. That's interesting because I don't think that the unless Andrew has like a lot of Lysander or something, I don't think the Darkrai is ever going to be active.
So there's a computer search for Golbat pass.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, I think he just doesn't want to promote the Lucario and do a minuscule amount, like literally 10 damage, and then.
Well, the first attack hits through resistance.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And I think there's a muscle band on it, so they'll hit for like 50 or 70 if he gets the thing down. And then if he played a Sporter, he'd probably try and get, ideally, of course, another Golbat. And then that sets up damage for him to be able to double Crobat that Yveltal and then hit into something else.
And there's not. It's also possible. I wasn't looking at the screen when he Ultra Balls or when he computer searched, so he might have been like Ultra Balling or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a fighting on that Lucario, so
yeah.
He's going to go for the. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Lysander.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get the knockout here on this Darkrai.
Oh, Silent Lab. Okay, this is actually looking a lot better for Andrew. I was like, I don't know why you would ever just computer search for like a Golbat. What are you doing?
But so he is sitting. So let's see. I don't think that Chase can actually knock out the Lucario this turn, right?
So he's got two on both. So that's a base 100, DC 140, muscle band 160.
Yeah, he does. He can.
Okay, so if he has the absolute everything, DC, muscle band, Verbank, and laser, then yeah, he's got it. All right, well, he's halfway there.
Yeah. He can also do it. I don't know what is in his discard pile, but he can also do Dark Patch tricks. He has like Keldeo, Floatstone, etc.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get the Verbank in order to do that, though, since it's because of that Silent Lab that Andrew threw down.
Oh, right, you're right. Silent Lab, so cool.
It's really strong in Landorus. I'm a big fan of it.
And there's a Ultra Ball. Just gonna go through his deck. I think he's gonna go ahead and get a Keldeo. Might signify that he has the Verb Anchor, can find it.
Oh, I think he's just looking to dump it, burn cards.
I mean, the power of Yveltal too is just that, you know, if say Chase doesn't get a knockout here, he can just Y-Cyclone, move the DCE to the other Yveltal. Like,
yeah, like he's not in a bad position at all.
Yeah, like that's one of the things when Yveltal was first printed was just like, it's just Mewtwo, but so much better. Like it's it's a Mewtwo, but you don't have to take the risk of loading up all your energy onto it.
Yeah.
Like you do with Mewtwo. It doesn't appear that Chase is gonna be able to get the knockout. He does have the second DCE, so he can do something like Y-Cyclone. Oh, I thought Chase just put his hand back in his deck. He could like Y-Cyclone, move the DCE to the other Yveltal, and then attach the DCE to the other Yveltal and just kind of have another, like a huge Yveltal while not really sacrificing this one too much, because it would do 100, he'd have 110, and then just being able to Evil Ball with the 2 energies on the Yveltal and the 2 energies on the Lucario would knock it out. Yeah,
and if like Andrew just misses, if he like flips tails on sleep or whatever, and just misses the way to get out of there.
But there's a heads. So that's like kind of risky for Chase, but it's also like, I don't know, he's putting a lot of damage on that Lucario, but Chase also didn't drop that Spiritomb, he just got it to discard it, so a Scoop Up Cyclone could really punish him here.
Right.
Whereas, which is not going to be the worst, because then he, you know, Andrew has to reload his whole Lucario back up.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of Chase's idea, is just that he wants to be able to get his Lucario as close to knockout as possible, but I think it would have been fine for him to just do 90, move the DCE, and then next turn, if this Yveltal doesn't get knocked out, he can knock him out. I'm not.
Looks like Andrew hit the dream of acrobiking into the Super Scoop Up, but he unfortunately flipped the tails.
Well, it looks like he may. I mean, I guess Chase's reasoning is just that he wants him to have to force him to use a Super Scoop Up, so know that he is going to be knocked out very soon. He can even be knocked out from a baby Yveltal attack here. Ooh, Dene, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So what is that? 20, 40, 60, 80, and then the Muscle Band. So yeah, if he just finds an energy here, he gets a knockout on that Yveltal. Oh, wow.
Looks like he missed. So now he's in a tough spot. Just has to try and just have the Golbat, but it doesn't really do anything. He definitely just want to play it, but I don't think it does a whole lot.
I mean, it puts a card down. If he can play out any more cards, then he gets some kind of value off of Corkscrew Smash. But
yeah, true. And you definitely want to play it just for fear of Archeops too.
Right.
He also has Ultra Ball, so he would get 7 cards off that. So now he's at 6. He can Ultra Ball down to 3, and then draw 3 off the Corkscrew Smash. So imagine that's what he'll be planning to do. He also even has a Muscle Band he could play on the Hawlucha to draw more. I didn't see what he discarded though.
Looks like an Ultra Ball, and I'm not sure what that other card was. I think maybe a level ball that he drew into.
That's the Crobat.
Oh no. Okay, I don't know what it was.
There's the Zubat.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him Muscle Band the Hawlucha here. I think if he can't really respond with anything with Hawlucha's, he could actually put on the Crobat too.
Yeah, I mean, wherever to just get the damage in is fine, I think.
Yeah, just he's doing the 20 now to like for sure lose that 20, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, which is fine. It's just
right.
I would have liked to see that muscle band stay on board, and I think something like Halucha is totally fine. Although I guess putting it here does guarantee that the Halucha can knock out this. Oh no, that doesn't even.
Yeah, he needs to find a fighting stadium to knock out that Silent Lab, because the Silent Lab is making his Halucha hit for resistance now.
Right.
It's very good to have the Silent Lab down versus Darkrai or Manectric when you're hitting with a Halucha, but
not otherwise.
Yeah.
Chase does have a double card with nice and so he touches it to the Yveltal. He pretty much has it set because Andrew's forced to kill that Yveltal up top, but he's bringing either the day or Halucha up.
Right. Alan Wynn sitting by us, not talking into the mic, telling us a long play that Chase can make. Sorry about that.
Want me to come up closer to the mic? Alright, guys.
We see the DCE on the...
So there's a double cardless and... never mind, Chase just played it in. Well,
he played the DCE on the other Yveltal first.
What's going to happen is Chase is going to kill this Lucario, taking his 2 prizes. And Andrew's going to force to bring up either Halucha or Dedenne to kill the Yveltal. But with Chase having that other Yveltal on a bench set up already, it's pretty much set for Chase. Unless Andrew's able to, like, enhance, crushing, and end Chase, and then it'll be in Andrew's favor.
Chase also just do Dark Patch DCE Sycamore off his end of 3. There's a Dark Patch onto the other Yveltal. Whoops, up onto the close Yveltal. There's the knockout. Chase 1 prize. And Chase has successfully set up a turn of being able to sit behind those 2 Yveltals, as Alan was saying. There's the energy on Dedenne. Level ball, no targets.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Can't find anything. Reverse Seeker for the end.
Yeah, and put him down to 1. And I guess just try and Crobat him down.
It doesn't really matter, right? Like, he can leave the Crobat up. I mean, I guess the Crobat is protected. DCE off the top for Chase. So that means regardless of what happens, it's should be game over, right? A DCE on that second, on the Yveltal with 60 on it. Will spell the knockout.
Did he just top deck a Darkrai too? To have, because he has to have a Darkrai to retreat. I don't know why we even try to just like think, maybe Chase is in a tough spot.
Well, Silent Lab didn't play, so he doesn't have the have the ability. Looks like he's just gonna go ahead and deal 50 and build up that Yveltal. To Crobat top deck. That does changing. That does make Andrew able to knock out that other Yveltal.
I'm sorry?
So he top decked a Crobat, so he can knock out the Yveltal, but I don't think it actually changes anything.
Right.
Like the Crobat will still get knocked out. If he has an energy in hand, he can Crobat and then retreat into the other Crobat.
Yeah. I think so. There's 130 on that bench guy.
Yeah.
So I think Andrew's dream right now is super scoop up heads. 20 on from the Golbat and 30 from the new Crobat onto that 130 guy, and then Lysander and kill the other one.
That would be insane.
That's the dream.
I know he has a trump card in his hand. I don't think there's another supporter.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to verse Seeker for an AZ.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine too.
Yeah.
He has a fighting in his hand, so.
Yeah.
Seems alright.
There's the AZ. Picking up the Crobat, going with the play you were just talking about. He now gets to.
Maybe he plays catcher.
Strong Energy Fighting Stadium. No, I don't think.
Doesn't do it.
Chase would love for him to play the Fighting Stadium here, but don't imagine that's going to happen.
Yeah. I think he just has to.
Lucha.
Andrew just has to hope that he doesn't ever have an energy to retreat, I guess.
Well, he's. Oh, there's a Colress. The Crobat has 130, right?
Yeah. Okay. I think he's hitting for 120 right now.
Yeah, I think there's a DCE and 3 Darks.
Yeah.
So, computer search for Lysander.
Oh, he
can just get the Zubat and knock it out. Nice.
Oh,
all right, so Chase is going to go ahead and take game 1. That was actually close.
Yeah.
Andrew has some tricky plays I didn't see coming. Why aren't you playing in the League Challenge, Jacob?
Because I woke up at 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay. There's one at 1 o'clock.
I'll probably play in that one. Got to win one of those Mega Gallade mats, man.
Are you guys here until the, 7 or whatever, if the hall is closed?
Yeah, we'll probably be here the whole time. My ride is staffing, so they're going to be here for the remainder of the event.
Nice. I was saying I think this venue is really interesting. I really like having the VGC on Saturday because it doesn't take forever. Actually makes this place manageable on Sunday.
Right.
There's almost no one here. So yeah, Chase, 1 game away from becoming winning 2 regionals in 1 season, advancing into the 700 championship point range. A lot on the line. Do you know how Andrew's doing? Is he ever invited, or is he close or anything?
I don't know. He's done. He top 8 at Estates or something, and
yeah, I think he top 8 at one.
I don't know how he did at Cities or how he's done at League Challenges. He lives 3 or 4 hours away from my area, so I don't really know exactly. I haven't heard anything specifically, so
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so second mulligan for Andrew. So what do the LCs look like in your area? Because I was talking to Tyler and he said that he's looking for an invite too. He's 12 points off or something.
Oh, okay.
And he was saying that there's 2 LCs every weekend in June for him in Washington.
Wow, we definitely do not have that many.
Yeah. I didn't even realize. I just.
Oh no.
Oh.
That's especially cutting because the next 2 cards off the top of Chase's deck were basics.
Really?
It was a Keldeo and a Darkrai. I think either one of those would have been miles better.
And Andrew has the Hawlucha even to basically this Jirachi is almost always a free prize, but especially in the Bats deck and then especially against the Hawlucha star, it's just the absolute worst that could happen basically. There's the Lucario, Attach Muscle Band, and the Juniper. Some energy, a Colress, and a Acrobike. So you played this deck yesterday, right?
In Swiss, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's really fun to play.
I agree. It's super fun. There's so many options you can. So many options you have.
The mirror match is not can be really unfun sometimes, just because it's
the mirror just seems terrible.
It's It can go from even to one-sided, heavily one-sided on a super scoop up heads. Which makes it very not fun to play.
That makes sense. So there's an Ultra Ball from Chase. Looks like he's aiming to get a Seismitoad.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a look at that non-EX Yveltal as well. Seismitoad's really good in a spot like that if Chase is running enough of like any kind of switch cards or float stones. I'm not sure what he can.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing a float stone in the first game, so I don't know if he plays those. I imagine he has 1 or 2 switch cards though.
But if you can. Wow, this Premier Challenge is literally like as big as regionals.
Yeah, it's like.
I mean, the VG's tournaments are way faster.
Yeah.
In fairness.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a Verbank, Muscle Band, and Sycamore.
Yeah.
Chase can at least retreat the Jirachi. And he can fuel the non-EX Yveltal with a Muscle Band. Or sorry, with a Dark Patch.
Yeah.
And pass the turn. Acrobike. Finds a Golbat, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Unless he has one in his hand, there's no reason to not just take the Golbat there.
Excuse me, bumps the Verbank. Golbat the active. When you're dealing in increments of 20 damage, there's not a whole lot of reason to put the 2 damage counters on the Jirachi.
Right.
Also, he will have the knockout.
I think he's gonna hit for 80, I believe.
80. Right.
6, 8, 100, and then resistance.
There's another Zubat.
Which again just puts that Yveltal at good numbers for Andrew now that he has a Golbat on board, so he can puts it up to 100 and then he can Crobat it. Definitely. That was one of the things that really led me to liking this deck a lot, was that you can just hit really good numbers off of the Golbat and Crobat damage.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And just like the math almost always works out in your favor.
Yeah, no, it's just such a cool ability. Like, you basically have 100+ damage to mess with.
Yeah.
Like, around the board. It's not a complete spread, of course, but can just help so much between different damage enhancers. And you have the strong energies, muscle bands, fighting stadiums.
Right.
Thankfully for Chase, I'm not sure what is in his hand, but thankfully if he can attach to this Yveltal and then get an attack off and actually get some value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, attaching to the Yveltal is basically the same thing as attaching somewhere else. Like, assuming Yveltal gets knocked out, because he gets to rebuy the energy, so he at least gets something out of it. Ultra Ball, I have to imagine, will get an Yveltal EX. Alright, there's the Yveltal. Dark Patch. Chase, no energy, just passes the turn.
Yeah.
Golbat, wow, just getting the free value. Only one prize. Right. Only one prize, so not a huge deal.
Yeah. He's just going to sack that Jirachi and give Andrew the early lead. Hopefully Chase is going to be finding an end to bring him down some cards.
Yeah. I think it's fine. Like you'd rather just the Jirachi is off the board and
right. And it's just not a problem anymore.
Rather than stacking energy on the Seismitoad or the Yveltal.
Right.
Knockout, Andrew down to 3 prizes, and now, like you said, Chase can try and gain advantage here. And I'm down to 3. Hopefully drop like a Verbank laser.
Yeah.
Stall the game for a while. Attacking for 100 base here. Ooh, and nothing else.
Yeah, he has a muscle band in his hand, but the math there just doesn't do anything for him.
Yeah. There's the gold bat. So Andrew is doing 80 here or 100.
6, 8, 10, 12, 1. So yeah, 100 after resistance.
He does have the energy in hand, it looks like, for the somersault.
Yeah. That attack definitely helped save me in a lot of games. If you you can just force them to have to deal with Haluchas.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
And setting up, if you get a somersault kick off for like 180, you're in such a good position. That's like you've already won this game at that point if you manage to get one of those off.
Oh wow! So he's gonna. Oh wait, the Golbat just evolved. All right.
Yeah.
Well, how's the knockout? He found the last strong that he needed for the knockout. Chase is now down 5 prizes. Hasn't played a supporter the past few turns. Just gonna go ahead and scoop it up. Andrew Jackson takes game 2.
Yep. A very decisive game 2 at that.
Yeah, not really much going on. Andrew had a really good start, just kind of stumbled there. And see what happens. Chase does have a pretty big advantage going first in game 3. I also think Chase's advantage in the matchup. The other gaps hasn't really come into play, though. I just don't think there's really been enough time to for Chase to really take advantage of it.
Right.
Looks like Chase is on a bathroom break.
Yeah.
Seismitoad still active. Waiting for the next game. And Andrew is a former regional champion. He won, 2009.
He got second, actually.
Second? Oh, I thought has he ever won?
No.
Oh, I thought
he got second.
It
was really unfortunate too because second didn't get the full trip, but it got like a bit of a stipend that you had to like pick up at the event.
Right, for Nats.
And then he like didn't have any. He could not afford to go, so he just had to like
not go.
Try and trade off the stipend to somebody.
Right.
It was like $1,000. He's like, I'll sell it to somebody for like $700, just to get something out of it.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I've seen that happen a few times where it's just like, especially for a young. I mean, Andrew, that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So Andrew was like a teenager.
Right.
So like he's just like getting to nationals from here is between $400 to $500 plane ticket. Like it is a real cost to actually get to the event. I've seen that happen.
Yeah, it was too bad.
Andrew Foley used to be a player in Washington. He won Washington State in 2010 after, not really playing competitively or anything. He signed. He didn't get a trip either, but he got a stipend, I think, at nationals, or he got something. And like there's a piece of paper, and he like signed that he couldn't go because he assumed he couldn't afford it. And then like later, his mom was like, "Oh, you could have gone." We like already had signed no.
No.
I gave it up, I guess. But
that sucks.
Yeah. This year's stipends are absolutely insane. Like the fact that if you're in the top 32, you get $1,000.
Oh, wow.
Like,
what does top 100 get?
I think Serena, I was talking to Serena radio about that. She said top 64, she thinks got 750 or 5. So top 100 might, like, top 64 might get 750, and then top 100 might get 500.
Okay.
Which, like, at that point, you know, if you have,
that's very cool.
If you're top 100 and you're getting $500, like, that's gonna play for your ticket, you know.
Right.
Like, it's not gonna pay for your whole trip. You still got hotel and food and whatever to worry about. But if you get 750, like, you can definitely do Nats for 750.
Yeah, definitely. Easy. Get like a mediocre flight that's like a red-eye flight or something, and then you've paid for your, then that could pay for your flight and your room.
$400, yeah. And then Chase, like someone like Chase is just going to, like, he's getting a free trip to his nationals, a free trip to Worlds. Like, it's just going to be insane. Looks like Alex Hill won the Toronto Regional Championship today. I think he played Executor. Other regionals going on. And Chase is back. Yeah, no, they definitely, these past few years of changes have definitely made it easier, I think, to be a competitive player who maybe is a student or, you know, a young person doesn't have a whole lot of money. Because I know that, you know, not the top 32 is not an impressive feat, but $1,000 at that point will definitely pay for your Nats trip if you stay with other people and whatnot.
Yeah,
like, that's a lot of money. Are you top 100?
I mean, the cutoff is like 300, like really close to 300. And so it pushes me into top 100, probably pushes me into like top 80, like somewhere around there.
Gotcha.
I think I haven't looked at the standings in a while, but this was like a week ago, so I don't know.
Sure.
So after
regionals affect things.
Right. There's 2 more weeks of regionals, so if nobody in the top 100 gets more points, or if it doesn't move around too much, yes, I'll stay in the top 100. But I can't imagine. I'll probably bubble out.
I would consider playing some LCs though if you're gonna.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're really close, just like you know, you spend $50 to go to LCs, you get 500 or whatever.
Right.
Nationals is.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
It's worth it.
I'm gonna play in the one today, and I'm not sure if there are any more in my area though. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I know that you had to. One of our local TOs was saying you had to schedule them by a certain time.
Oh, okay.
Like I think it was like the very beginning of May, and then they couldn't go until June, I think. But I don't know. All right, so here we go.
I'm gonna see if I can get in on some of those 8-man tournaments.
The ones for the mats?
Yeah.
Is that all the prizes? Like you pay $10 and then winner gets a mat, or is there like packs and stuff?
I think it's 5 and then winner gets a mat.
Oh,
there's
really
probably
reasonable.
packs also.
Yeah. I was reading. This is just a kind of a off topic. In some Canadian provinces, when you, whenever you enter a tournament, they have to give you your entry fee back in prizing. I think I think it's one of their like gambling laws or whatever. I was reading this thing about Magic tournaments, and they're saying that like when you pay $60 or whatever for your entry fee, they have to give you like 12 packs or 8 packs in a playmat or something. So you basically you don't really get it back, but like you get something for it, which is really interesting. I don't know if that's like a Magic specific thing or just a gaming thing or what, but
right.
All right. Here we go. Man, if attacking on turn 1 was still legal, Zubat would just be unplayable.
Yeah, I would. Oh,
God. There's a Darkrai.
Sycamore comes down. Ooh, getting rid of a DCE and 2 dark patches.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Go ahead and test the dark. Drop. Did he draw an Yveltal or just a Seismitoad?
Oh, yeah, it's a Seismitoad.
Okay. I would play the laser here if I were Chase. Well, actually, I don't know. I guess you can just do it next turn if nothing changes.
I'd probably do it just in case if Andrew just has nothing, then he loses.
Yeah. Well, if he has nothing, he'll lose either way.
Right.
Like he has actual nothing, but yeah. Golbat. Is that a fighting stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess that's a real consideration, actually. And there's a Sycamore. Okay, he has his 5th and 7th cards were Dedenne and Ultra Ball, or else he was almost out of this game. Ultra Ball gets Lucario, I imagine?
Yeah, I can't imagine you get anything else here.
Boom.
It was a decent Juniper for Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know what the other... Oh, he's also with an N, actually, so he's fine for next turn.
Yeah, he's okay.
There's a laser heads. That could be important. Juniper. No energy, which is not the best.
Yeah.
He does get to put the energy on the Yveltal EX or wherever else he would want it.
Right.
Basic Yveltal, but to find out where you want to be, here's the flip, and it's a Tails?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's enough. I mean, Andrew, he plays computers, so it's actually not Scoop Up Cyclone.
Right.
But he does still have, I imagine, 4 Super Scoop Up.
Yeah, at least.
Some amount of, like,
Switch
3. Escape Rope. So, shouldn't be too much of an issue. But if he does stay asleep, it will matter. Not being able to attack here, letting Chase get another free turn of attacking with Yveltal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see he drew the computer search, though, so that could find a Super Scoop Up if need be.
Right.
Please report to the play area. Thank you.
So Zubat over Reverse Seeker on that Acro Bike.
Yeah.
Now it looks like he's considering if it's worth it to use a Super Scoop Up to get use his computer to get Super Scoop Up.
Right.
You also get like a Switch or an Escape Rope. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know if he even plays regular Switch cards.
I don't think so. He just looked through his deck and I didn't see it. Super Scoop Up, heads.
There's the heads.
So that's pretty big. There's the retreat and the knockout. So if that Super Scoop hadn't have been heads there, I think Chase can pull away ahead. As it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Andrew's board isn't, the most
it would
set up
have. It would have just been a disaster for Chase for Andrew. I mean, excuse me.
There's a Ultra Ball or computer search for Chase. And I don't know what the remaining 2 cards are. Oh, there's 3, it looks like, from the prize in Andrew's hand.
One of them is a VS Seeker, I believe.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like I saw fighting.
So there's all sorts
and then
of
whatever he took off of his prize.
Chase taking a sec to look through his prizes. Look through his deck. Determine his prizes.
I think he's trying to figure out if he can maxis or not, maybe?
Oh, maybe, yeah, he could.
Yep. Checking to make sure he had the Archeops available to dump.
Yeah. Can also get the He might have just taken the maxis.
Yeah, he did.
He did for sure?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah, he took the maxis.
Nice.
I didn't see that he had a compressor in his hand at first, so.
Let's make some things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine the best option is just getting rid of the second Darkrai.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to have more than one of those on board at all.
And even with one, like, it's a major liability. Take the battle compressor instead.
Mm-hmm.
Reasonable.
Yeah, it seems fine.
Laser. Heads. Nice.
Yep.
And maxis. Archeops, drop
I feel
5.
like a maxis or an Archie's deserves a high five more than a.
Yeah, it actually takes work.
Yeah.
I think I should try for it. And so the Archeops ability, I don't know what it's called, but it's going to prevent Andrew from evolving any of his Pokemon as long as the Archeops is on board. And also it does not get around, or the Archeops does get around Silent Lab because it's not actually a basic.
Right.
So that should be pretty nice.
It's an unevolved stage 1.
Yeah.
Or however that wording is.
$90, move to the other Yveltal. 100 after the poison. Flip, it's a Tails.
Oh, gosh. That is just so brutal.
He did draw an N. Looks like he has a Forsaker for the AZ, so he's just...
Yeah, just picking it
go
up.
ahead and reset. But it does prevent him from drawing cards. Like, he doesn't get to play a card advantage supporter.
Right.
He could also trick Chase here into thinking he doesn't have much because he's only going to have one card in his hand after... I guess he has 2 after that. He plays him back down, so... Chase may, not N or something because thinks Andrew has nothing, but...
Right.
Little does he know. Attach on the other Yveltal. As long as you have the Darkrai up, no reason to attack with the one that has damage on it.
Yeah.
There's a Sycamore. Bank will be nice. Stack some damage on the Lucario. Battle Compressor as well. So we're saying 120 damage here. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, I think he wants to
Battle Compressor first.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Thin out a few more cards. That's something that I don't see a lot of people doing. I see it probably 50% of people like taking the time to thin more stuff out. Like, but people that I play against anyway,
Sure,
I guess.
Sure. I mean, it matters. Like, we saw a few games yesterday and this morning where you're just doing like a value Battle Compressor. Like, you're just getting rid of like, I'm not going to play the second Keldeo.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Even if there's no things like eggs or energy or anything you can really get anything from, you're just kind of like, oh, Keldeo, and I'm not going to play this Floatstone either. Who cares about this Jinx? Whatever, just kind of thin out your deck and make your draws more and more alive, especially if you're ahead or if you're going to be taking prizes soon.
Right.
90 bouncy energy to the Seismitoad. Draw was a level ball, not going to accomplish much.
No, unfortunately not.
I mean, it can get a Zubat, yeah. But I don't imagine that Andrew will spend time to knock out the Archeops. I mean, maybe he just has to. Maybe there's just like too many cards in his deck that are dedicated to evolutions.
Right.
But
without that extra damage, it's
a lot harder to win. I guess he also has one. He has 5 prizes right now, so knocking out the Archeops would bring him down to 4, which is a reasonable thing to do.
But and that's another thing why I think this matchup is so much in Chase's favor, because you're going after that Archeops, and like against this board, going after the Archeops and not doing any damage to that Yveltal that has 2 energy and a muscle band, or the one that has 50 on it, or the Seismitoad that has a double colorless. Like, it just, it's not very favorable right now for him.
Sure, sure. Got second energy, or first energy on the bench, Lucario. Muscle band will join. $50. And Chase is going to be able to pull ahead here. He can either, he has the knockout on board here. He can also be a little tricky. He'll go down, he'll go up 1 prize, and then the Lucario will likely not be able to respond. Because even if he, yeah, even if he had the strong energy, he wouldn't be able to knock out because of resistance.
Yeah.
Go ahead and retreat into protect the one with the muscle band just for a little bit of extra value.
Right.
David Cohen and I were talking on the drive here, and he actually thinks that there's he thinks that this format is skill-based because it's so wide open, and he thinks that you have to, there's a lot of little plays like that, like what Chase just did, and he said that he encounters so many of those per game that he just thinks that
it's primarily in-game decisions rather than
like deck building.
Than deck building, because most decks, the Pokemon and energy are different, but then the trainer supporters and everything are different between 10 cards. There's really not much difference in trainer supporters.
You're running Ends versus Seekers, Muscle Bands, Junipers, or Sycamores, and then you're this deck
and a few different tools if you're playing a deck that has a Mega or Battle Compressors or whatever.
Sure. And so he was basically saying that he thinks that there's a lot of advantage that he personally thinks people can gain just from little plays like that. It doesn't really matter because I don't think that the Lucario can respond, but just the 1% of the time that matters.
Somehow there's a way for him to do anything that
and then just decisions like that, it's a 1% chance, but if you do 50 of them a game, you know what I mean?
If you're able to allow yourself to do only exactly what you need, you're gaining as much as you can out of your board state.
Which I think is important. I think something that people overlook in a world of ultra balling away things, battle compressing away things, getting end,
or propagating or whatever before you jump card. Or
I feel like most people who are playing decks that specifically rely on that sort of thing do usually play it pretty well, but so we're gonna go ahead. Furbank Laser. Heads again. I think Chase did all heads on those. He's really digging for a DCE there.
Yeah. He's 10 off with just a regular dark.
I also didn't see it.
Not that he's in a bad, that puts him in a bad position. Not just hitting the one hit, but I think I could even see just going for a Quaking Punch here.
I was just going to say, if you're not going to knock out anyways.
Right.
And, if Trace lives the dream and, the Lucario goes to 60 and then doesn't wake up, goes to 90.
Right.
Chase just has so many more options. And at that point,
for sure,
Chase can attack with whatever, take 2 prizes, and have firm control of the game.
Video game Premier Challenge players, you may begin round 2. Video game Premier Challenge players, you may begin round 2.
And he's going for the Quaking Punch here. That just seems strictly better than any other play he has right now.
Yeah, you don't want to risk you know, letting Andrew take some prizes and do something tricky and get ahead, and then
right. And more specifically, he doesn't want Andrew to be able to play a super scoop up.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's the muscle band for added value.
No, it's a dark. I don't like that. I would like to see him hold that.
It just allows him to retreat if things go wrong.
No, yeah, but exactly. If like something's Lysandered, then he has the dark in hand, which is why I think I would like to see him hold it. But
I think
it's probably fine. But
I think if we're going to see something Lysander, it's going to be that Yveltal, just like to actually take prizes, you know.
Right.
I think basically what Chase's thought is just like, I have this energy, I haven't played one this turn, like let's just drop it and like get some value out of it. It just happened.
Yeah.
Like it was poison this turn.
Yeah. It wouldn't
make sense.
Yeah. It's weak to psychic.
It's not weak to water. Yeah. Okay. Trevor Reed looking out for his best buddy Chase.
Full art Seismitoad is purple, but it in fact is not a psychic type, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Trevor Reed.
Very, very important. Very important fact.
Helpful hints from your friend the Hat.
Man, imagine if this Archeops like wasn't on board right now. Like Andrew would just be swimming in value. 160 damage.
All that damage that's on board. He could take some prizes off of Swoop Across even.
Good. So this is going to be the big turn, I think. Chase is at 2 prizes left. He has a very, very damaged Yveltal, a very, very damaged Seismitoad, and a big Yveltal with a little bit of damage on it. Andrew currently doesn't have a lot on board, just bats that can actually evolve. But he does have plenty of cards in hand. He's acrobiking, trying to find Pokemon. So this turn, I mean, Andrew's still in this game, but he is going to need to react. Especially because that Yveltal rather has a DC and 2 darks as well as a muscle band on it. Meaning it's doing 120 regardless of what Andrew does. So if Andrew attacks with a 1 energy Pokemon, that's 140. So Chase can find some Laser Verbank or other DC.
And Andrew took the Landorus off of this Acrobike here, which I think is going to be very good for him. He has to hit an energy though, because if he doesn't, then
does he not have one?
He didn't have one in hand, but he has a VS Seeker. So he's probably going to grab a Colress here.
You could also consider grabbing an N.
Yeah, if he has it. He trump credit earlier, so I don't know if he has one in his discard pile.
Okay.
Oh, he grabbed the Juniper.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, Juniper.
And he missed
no energy?
Missed the energy. Wow.
Wow, so this is probably just the game then.
Right.
He can't evolve. He can't evolve, and he can promote the Landorus and like risk it getting knocked out.
And like pass.
Yeah, or he can just leave the Zubat and just definitely let it get knocked out into something else. So this,
I'd probably rather just leave the Zubat there.
I mean, it's hard because I agree with you. I think you need to leave the Zubat there because Landorus is the only way you actually really win.
Yeah.
And so it's like you let the oh wait.
Oh, you found the Acrobike. Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't see the Acrobike in his hand.
Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and take the.
He was sweating it there, and so now, if Chase, but Chase has a very large Yveltal sitting on the bench. So if he has an energy, I think he just wins.
No, he needs to have a
what is
DCE.
that? 2, 4, 6, 8.
Because he's at 140 right now.
Oh, okay.
So he needs to have a DCE or
so if he has a DCE, then he wins. But Andrew now is going down to 1 prize.
Yeah.
So
he also can have a.
If Chase does not just have the card that he needs, then and there's a computer search.
So computer search. Chase just counting it up. Just. There might not be a DCE left, but I think Chase also just might be counting it up to make sure. Obviously, in matches like this, I think you really need to be aware of what's happening. Like, say Chase has a DC here, he might look look silly for like counting this out and making sure, but he would look a lot more silly for just like slamming the DC and it's wrong, you know.
Right.
Is the DC not there? Wow. Nope, he has it.
Okay.
And that's the game. Chase Moloney is your 2015 Seattle Regional Champion. 7-0-1, so 10-0-1. Two-time regional champion Chase Moloney. 10 people tried to step to the kid. None of them succeeded. Thank you, Jacob, for joining. Oops.
Sure.
Thank you, Jacob, for joining us here in the booth.
Yeah.
It's been a long weekend. Congratulations to Chase Moloney.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say he's the best player in the world right now. And we will see you all. I don't know when again. It's all the small tournaments are wrapped up.
Right.
Congratulations to Chase Moloney. Thank you for watching.